Hello? Any dads out there? Calling all dads. Calling all dads. Earth to dads. Yeah. Yeah. No, technically, right. I'm not looking for dads. I'm looking. My wife is right. Does anybody have any dads out there? My wife is looking for a dad. Anyway, I'll piece it all together and have the entirety of what the fuck actually happened there one of these days. Ugh, I went to the wrong place. All my primal fires didn't sell. I gotta sell my pants. X-ray cat. Oh, konnichiwa. Tomorrow we have our big raid, which is Sunday. Gruel's Lair is on the menu. Right, and apparently at some point in time we're gonna quit doing Gruel and start doing Magdarodon. What was the thing the guy said the other day? Yeah, I was in like not paying attention mode. I felt like shit. All a whole bunch of horse shit, basically. All a whole bunch of horse shit. Yeah, the thing, like all this AI, I seen something about the machine learning training a lip sync script. Why don't they just cut some fucking AI loose and just, yeah, right, yeah, sounds right. And Terminator 2, right? No, but like all the live streamers and stuff, right? If lip sync and mannerisms and all that stuff are important in the process of like, then you would think, like, at some point in time, why don't they utilize all that kind of thing? Right. Easier said than done, I guess. I don't really know. Anyway, though, we got these pants that dropped, and they like I said, fucking. Of course, they're only fucking 330. That's what it said. 150 gold's what they're actually worth. Fucking good God, dude. In the history of the planet Earth, has there ever been anybody that has gone to like, other than like the one or two people that found like Hitler nickels and went on Antiques Roadshow or whatever, that you and Hitler. What is it with you and Hitler? I don't know, dude. He won't write me back for whatever reason. I keep writing Hitler letters and he won't wrote me back, right? I wrote Hitler. He won't even wrote me back. Right? Was that from the fucking Kardashians? It sounds like her on the thing that, whatever. Anyway, what are you talking about, bro? 21. Anyway, had to do some cleaning up, scrub cleaning, my favorite. And tomorrow will be a bit more yard work. I'm trying to take it out in chunks, right? And I got some Roundup. That alone is worth a lawsuit, right? Just calling it that. Primal manas. Calling all dads. Calling all dads. Anyway. 14 spell cloth. Are you fucking serious, dude? I fucking bought these things like a month ago thinking they'll go back up eventually. I haven't logged on very much, so whatever. I might start streaming on X again because I fucking at least I have a following there. I doubt anybody watch it regardless, but you know, whatever. Melissa Etheridge. Char. Well, sure. If you accept my invite.
Hello.
Oh, Faith and Bagora. Oh my God! You got 2 gold and 3, 4. Yeah, I'll take it. What we're gonna do is get some PvP gear out of the bank and do some battlegrounds because I'm fucking. Oh, I can do some arenas, but I don't really, you know, not really fucking. I don't know. Depends on how I feel, really. That's crazy. You can get purple pants as soon as you hit level 60 or 70 rather, for 130 gold, man. That's good. No complaints. No complaints. Yeah, I don't know how this shit with old Sam Altman's gonna turn out. Like, what's the plan if they say he's a fucking supervillain or whatever? Fucking send him to prison on the moon, or something. Despicable Me, right? Yeah. What do they do? What's the plan? Like, what's the consequence? Obviously, there's no criminal consequence because he's worth like $1 billion or whatever, and those guys just never seem to get in trouble no matter what, for whatever reason. That was the thing someone said earlier. Like, they were like all on, what was it? Not YouTube, on X rather. They were fucking Bill Gates, dude. I swear. Like, okay, we get it. You don't like Bill Gates for whatever reason, right? Let me guess. Do you use an iPad, right, or even Apple user? No, but the thing is like I always say, like, if you find me one person that's not Amish that would say, yeah, I will throw my fucking computer in the garbage and I will never use this shit again if you send Bill Gates to prison. You won't find that person. That person does not exist. I swear to God. There's not one person on earth that would say, they would say it, but they'd never do it, right? Unless they were about to like be Amish or whatever. There's not a person on planet Earth that would throw their goddamn computer in the garbage forever to see Bill Gates go to prison. Shows you how much they actually A, know and or B, care about like whatever the guy did or didn't do, right? Not one person trying to go, oh well, there's always like, oh well, you know, like I really shouldn't have to though, you know, that kind of thing. Or like, you would not throw your fucking computer in the garbage. If the fate of the world depended on you throwing your goddamn computer in the garbage, you wouldn't do it, and you know it, right? So I'm always, not to say always arguing with those kind of people, but those kind of people are 99.999% of the population, you know what I mean? Yeah, you wouldn't fucking do it. Don't fucking save the planet and throw away your goddamn laptop? Yeah, right. They call bullshit. Not that anybody's posing that sort of thing, but even as a hypothetical, like, you might say you would because you know that'll never happen, but I know for a fact you won't throw your goddamn computer in the garbage forever. Right. Anyway, I've said my piece, right? Yeah, but Sam Altman though, right? Yeah, I promise I won't use AI, right? So is it against the law? Like, it's all civil shit. How do you steal $1 billion from somebody and not be against a law? You know what I mean? If that is what they say, right? I don't fucking know what did or didn't happen, but right? Yeah, I don't know. But what do they say? Do they like? I don't know the fucking structure. Um, Divest. He doesn't have any vested interest technically, but everywhere besides OpenAI, I guess he does. I don't really know how it all works. But it's an interesting court case to not pay attention to. Yeah, I've spent mostly the last week here not paying attention to it. Yeah, right. Those people will never see a criminal court. Anyway, Warschlong Gulch, as I so eloquently call it. Warschlong Gulch. Really? That ain't gonna get him. That one did. Huh. wrong person. Derp. Really? Of all the times I ever play World of Warcraft, and I feel like whatever, just fucking get rid of, ignore chat at all times with these people, basically. Dun, 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 dun. X-ray cat. I can see through wooden doors. Weren't you the guy that tried this earlier? Really? Oh, another one? Are you fucking serious? Third? Third rogue? Really? But the thing is, so consequence here, I guess civilly, there's like a certain amount of what do you call compensation that would have to occur. On top of that, is there any recourse, like as far as like a court order stating that like Sam has to do, like he has to step aside or he has to promote a new person in his position, or like is there any sort of ramification, or is it just, um, you know what I mean? And then him have to give Elon like $100 and something million for whatever reason, so Elon can donate it to charity, right? Is what they guess is what they said. For fuck's sakes. How many rogues are there? The thing is like, is one of the potential outcomes them like ousting Sam from OpenAI is what I'm curious of, or is it just like a penalty? Really? Did that not hit him also? Whatever. Freaking Kona Cold, man. Really? I'm normally like I'm on point with Kona Cold. Yeah, what a week, man. All these companies and shit shutting down, and them shutting down Alex Jones, which I can't think of anything. Like, talk about criminal, fucking. The guy built that entire thing for 20, 30 years, and then they just say, like, it doesn't belong to you anymore. Because he inaccurately. I mean, there's a lot of people that say a lot of things, dude. You gonna fucking take away everybody's homes that question the Kennedy assassination, really? Or anybody that questions the official story of 9/11 that doesn't get all of the facts right the day of, right? Like, come on now. The fact of the matter is that entire thing about Sandy Hook is far more sinister than what they're actually talking about. And to think that, like, you're gonna sit there and take that guy's livelihood away, come on now. Like, it was far more sinister than them just paying a bunch of people to stage an event, trust me. And if anything, that would be the more tame version of the official story, right? Would be if they just paid all these people to do that, right? So to sit there and take that guy's livelihood away, when the truth is actually far more sinister, you're like, yeah, it's kind of shitty. I've been a fan of Alex Jones's for like, God only knows how long, dude, forever. I was like 14 or 15 years old. I've been listening to his stuff, right? So when I see that happen, I'm like, it's not very American, right? He didn't call for anybody to be murdered, did he? And even then, you would say, like, a penalty, right? And then maybe, yeah, don't do that again, or some sort of, like, criminal whatever. But to sit there and say that the guy is, like, however many millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars, they said he owed, what, $1 billion for the shit? For what? Being a conspiracy theorist? Yeah, that's retarded. That's not American at all. I don't even know how this shit went through. And how, like, some Supreme Court didn't challenge it, and how everybody isn't up in arms about the shit, really. Because, like, if they did it to him, they can do it to you. And now they've got the precedent set that having an opinion can cost you your business. Yeah, that's very Hitlerian. Those are things that we try to avoid if at all possible, right? Oh shit, I got food and water. Yeah, if you'd had a cheat death there, I would have fucking died more than likely, but I'm not necessarily in the head space to be, like, trying my heart out and all that stuff, right? God, that sucks. Eating a full hammer of justice while fucking as a mage is like a nightmare. Really? The same fucking rogue from earlier. Anyway. Yeah. Well. He probably feels like how I feel about the shit, right? So, all this shit with, like, David Wilcock and all these fucking LARPers pretending that they've faking their death and shit and, like, sailing off into the sunset. You're like, it must be nice to live in a world where all of your consequence can be completely deteriorated by faking your death whenever an honest individual doing the right thing can't get a fucking break from the government, right? It's like these people pretend that they fake their death just to disappear. You're like, yeah, but there are people that have, like, the government actually bumping down on them for no fucking reason that would love to just be able to press a button and get a fresh start, right? I'm one of them. So, like, not to say it's a coward's way out, but the idea that there's no consequence for faking your death? Would you not pay taxes anymore? You know what I mean? Like, what's the process here, right? So when people fake their death to just get a fresh start, you're like, it must be nice to have a life where there's no real visible problems anyway, and then just to be able to walk away from everything and like fuck everybody, everything else, right? Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me. And if he did end up killing himself, I don't believe it really, but I know that there are plenty of people that do fake their deaths, right? And I've dealt with a few of them in the past, right? Or a few of them rather. So like, it's not something that I much appreciate with people, because it's like, I would love to be able to hit a button and get a fresh start and have my freedom and start my life, for the first time ever. I've been dealing with this shit since I was 18 years old, so I don't know what it's like to just be able to be free like everybody else does. So it must be nice to be able to just say like, oh well, fuck it then, and the government just all cover it up, and even senators and stuff come out and say, and oh, it's a tragedy, like now you can't question the official story because this whole thing comes unraveled if one person proves that this idiot didn't kill himself, right? And I'm aware of kind of how that thing works, and when people do it and all this shit, and the greasing palms that has to happen beforehand and all that shit. It's like, I don't approve of it. I don't like it. Because more often than not, these people have no excuse to be able to coward their way out of an existence, right? And sail off into the sunset. They just want to do it for the sake of doing it. Like, because, oh, you got so famous that like, oh, right, whatever. And there are some people that have like legitimate safety concerns, and I get that, but David Wilcock wasn't one of them. None of these. And there are some people that are really going missing, but like, there are some people that really didn't die either. They are really faking their death, right? And the government is covering it all up, making it seem like it's some secret space program or whatever. Yeah, I don't appreciate this shit. Oh, they're all doing rocket science, rocket surgery. If I had to guess, David Wilcock couldn't fucking weld or solder a circuit to save his fucking life, more than likely. And he's supposed to be the head of some aeronautics company that's designing like a stealth bomber or something. I'm like, if I had to guess, it's more of a vestigial position than it is any sort of actual engineering or research position, more than likely. For other extreme LARPists, but whatever. Like, it must be nice, like, oh, you mean to tell me that fucking, alright, fucking people, whatever. Trying to rant and rave, but the thing is I was thinking about it, I'm like, I don't really need to, if I can figure it out, man, like, really, I need a computer with more than 800 megabytes of hard drive space, but as much as what it is, it's in between LARP and pseudoscience, right? It's a notch above, but there is a lot of truth to remote viewing, trust me. But the idea of creating like a remote viewing protocol, like a system, like an actual program, downloadable kind of thing, like an app or whatever, that consists of target acquisition plus descriptions of the target, right? And then painting the picture with like spoken word after you describe your target, you know, in the process of remote viewing or whatever, to see like and compare the picture that you draw with the picture that was presented as the target, right? Or the location or whatever. It might be, I mean, that's something that could be vibe coded, right? So we might, I don't know really. But the idea is like being able to find a random picture of a location, right? So much like the GeoGuessr game, right? Would be like the zero knowledge equivalent of GeoGuessr, where you try to guess, you try to describe the scene in the picture based on. But the thing is like, well, yeah, it wouldn't work with Geo. It would work if you had a different thing, like because everything's going to consist of, oh, I see a street sign and a road and cars, right? But if you were able to do just random locations around the planet, not necessarily just buildings and stuff, but like various other things too, you know. Because if you do the street view, it's like, well, everything has to be taken a picture from the street, right? So everything's going to be consistent with street lights, street signs, cars, roads, right? But the idea of using that kind of thing to come up with some type of remote viewing protocol might be interesting. Really? What are you doing, guy? Evasion? Laugh at me. You got me to 85% health, retard. What are you laughing at me for? Can't do shit here. Because if someone tab dotted every one of these fucking people. That'd be more for funsies, though, you know, like, what practical purpose? Now, I do say that examining your dreams and feeding it into an AI to paint a picture and combining other people's experiences and all that stuff into a picture, like, that, I think, is probably potentially super helpful. People that passively remote view and don't even know it, you know, versus the people that actively remote view. Where is that person? Where are you, guy? It's oh, and he's got a rogue with him. Ah, what the fuck killed me there? Is he on the roof? He's got the boots. Where's he at now? Where's the guy at? He's got the boots, right? The fucking Elian Gonzalez boots. Where'd he go? I'm up here by myself. If I had just one or two more people. Just a priest and a rogue. Really? Yay. Yeah. So, yeah, I know, right? It's fucking, it's lame. Like, what makes you so special, right? And if he really did kill himself, I don't believe it, right? But the thing is that those guys LARP so much, and like, if you've ever watched some of the podcasts and shit that they do, like, they may be in fear of an actual enemy that may or may not actually exist, right? So, the thing is, though, is that they all do this, like, LARPing, and then they have to go to these conferences, and these shadow groups that are harassing them suddenly are just other mentally ill people LARPing, you know what I mean? And making their life hell, and you know, they sell more books if they're fucking under duress and all this shit. So, yeah, it's all a big racket, really. And then you have some other mentally ill person that really does believe they're part of like a secret space program, threatening somebody that's trying to expose the secret space program. It's like, then the echo chamber does create real enemies for these people, and you know what I mean. You get to, but when they're saying that, yeah, and I interviewed this guy, and he was part of the Black Dragon Society and the Akuna Bola, and the Anunnaki pay him in gold nuggets and all this shit. You're like, oh, come on, dude, really? You know, like, there is some truth to some of that stuff, but if you've watched what the flimsy standard of evidence that these people have as far as what constitutes whistleblower testimony and what doesn't, you're like, yeah, some of these people are just fucking LARPers, getting caught up in their own game, pretty much, it seems like, at war with these imaginary groups, right? And there are real groups and there, you know, stuff like that. You know, I'm not saying that there isn't, but more often than not, they're not, I'm sure, more than likely not trying to, like, get rid of a guy like David Wilcock, of all people, you know, basically a benign UFO researcher, right? Not really trying to expose any real secrets or anything, or trying to, like, he didn't have the blueprints to a free energy device in his hand when this shit happened, right? This isn't like the inventor that had the 1,000-mile carburetor, you know, suddenly disappears. Right. I'm not saying corporate sabotage and all that stuff doesn't actually happen, but it certainly does, right? And blackmailing is the shit we've seen here in this last week or so, right? Anybody on our team at all? Really? And I'm dead. Shit I can do. Anyway. Whatever. Well. Is there a song we can listen to? Probably log after this. I feel like I was going to be up a little later than normal, so I was going to hop on and chat with you guys. Ooh, I gotta remember to sit up straight, derp ass. Ugh. Really? Ah, I didn't have it interrupt anyway. Don't you fucking bubble. God damn it. I gotta get some scrubbing bubbles too tomorrow sometime. What the fuck is the point? I'm gonna have to just log off. Like, all right, I had fun streaming. I'm not gonna